When I work with families to plan their funeral services, it's often important to the family to celebrate with a funeral mass. But the question of whether to include a musician at the service often meets with uncertainty. Some questions that family members tend to ask themselves include, did my mom and dad like music? Would that be important, or is it necessary? And how much will that cost? So I'd like to share some words from the USCCB, or the Catholic bishops, about the funeral and the committal. At the funeral liturgy, the Church gathers with the family and friends of the deceased to give praise and thanks to God for Christ's victory over sin and death, to commend the deceased to God's tender mercy and compassion, and to seek strength in the proclamation of the Paschal mystery. The funeral liturgy, therefore, is an act of worship and not merely an expression of grief. The rite of committal is an expression of the communion that exists between the Church on earth and the Church in heaven. The deceased passes with the farewell prayers of the community of believers into the welcoming company of those who need faith no longer, but see God face to face. Therefore, music is suggested as a way to help the family and friends worship more fully in that celebration, to help express praise and thanks to God, to proclaim the belief in the Paschal mystery, and to join their prayers with the community in an uplifting and expressive form through the use of music. Music helps the assembly to enter into full, active, and conscious participation of the Mass. It helps the priest transition from one part of the Mass to the next. And my favorite reason to have music at the Mass, in the words of St. Augustine, to sing is to pray twice.